Good day. Good day. Here is the news at noon. First, the highlights. Lagos State government assures residents of provision of adequate infrastructure to enhance quality service delivery. Federal government freezes establishment of new tertiary institutions for 7 years. On the foreign scene, over 40 persons die in Sudan's worst cholera outbreak. And in sport, Nigeria's D Tigers begin AfroBasket tournament on winning note with victory over Madagascar. Now the details. I am Dele Agadumo. Lagos State government has assured its residents of provision of adequate infrastructure that will enhance quality service delivery at all levels. Deputy Governor Obafemi Hamzat gave the assurance during a virtual session of Citizen Gate 2.0, a civic engagement platform tagged Sensitization on Volunteerism, the Power of Community in Action. Hamzat also urged residents to become champions of their respective communities towards enlightening people about the activities of the government. According to the Deputy Governor, in 2024 alone, about 7.8 million patients visited Lagos General Hospitals, with the Orile Agege General Hospital recording about 32% of its patients as residents of Ogun State, stressing that it is important for Lagosians to know various levels of services being rendered by the government.
So 7.8 million people went to those general hospitals. Now, that's not the... So, somebody can go to the hospital once or twice in a year. So I'm not talking about the number of visits. I'm talking about the number of human beings that actually went to this hospital. So what does that mean? What that means is that even with the inadequacies that we all talk about our hospital, enormous amount of people are actually receiving service from those hospitals. So the question that we have is, okay, how do we make sure that those 7.8 million people, or 8 million, it might be 9 million next year, I don't know. How do we make sure that all of them get the best service?
Special advisor to the governor on political, legislative and civic engagement, Tajuddin Afolabi, emphasized the need for the active participation of citizens in governance.
It is a laudable program. It is an installation program on how to get to the grassroots, to the community. There should always be feedback mechanisms. What are the government doing? How will it get to the community? How will it get to the grassroots? Who interprets what we are doing? Ours is a responsive and responsible government.
One of the volunteers at the event, Yemisi Ransom Kuti, commended the state government for initiating the engagement that would bring people closer to governance.
This program is one of the most important programs that Lagos State can organize in partnership with civil society, because if you want to grow a democracy, civic engagement with the citizens is the cornerstone of it. Because in a democracy, citizens are the powerhouse.
Other stakeholders at the event lauded the initiative, which, according to them, would scale up democratic values, grassroots participation, and good governance. Commissioner for Housing, Moruf Akinderu Fatai, says the new tenancy bill currently under consideration by the Lagos State House of Assembly will ensure a full protection of both tenants and landlords, as well as reduce inhibitions to mass housing development for private investors. Akinderu Fatai, who stated this during the public hearing of Lagos State Tenancy Bill 2025, said there are issues surrounding the landlord and tenant relationship, and the bill is intended to make sure that everybody knows his or her rights. While appreciating the legislators of the Lagos State House of Assembly for the holistic work of research and dedication put into crafting the bill, Akinderu Fatai stated that the bill will undoubtedly create confidence for real estate investors and open up opportunities for new real estate financiers in the state. According to him, the new tenancy bill will escalate investment in the real estate sector and encourage investors to come in with confidence that when they build, their investment is well protected. The commissioner, while contributing to the proceedings at the public hearing, uploaded some of the highlights of the new bill, which will protect the tenants from exploitation by estate agents, such as a provision to make registration of agents mandatory and setting a limit for commission and agency fees. The National Directorate of Employment, NDE, has directed state coordinators in the 36 states and the Federal Capital Territory to commence the processing of online applications received from unemployed Nigerians. NDE Director General Silas Agara, who gave the directive, said the program is targeted at the unemployed and those seeking vocational, digital, agricultural, and entrepreneurial skills for self-reliance. Addressing newsmen in Abuja, Agara said the second phase of the program has captured more unemployed youths, especially people living with disability. He stated that over 41,000 applicants would be selected for the empowerment training program to reduce unemployment among the teeming youth. The initiative aligns with President Bola Tinubu's agenda, which aims to create jobs, reduce poverty, and promote economic growth. Now to the rest of the stories. The Federal Executive Council, FEC, has approved a 5-year moratorium on the establishment of new federal tertiary institutions across the country. The decision was taken at the Council's meeting chaired by President Bola Tinubu in Abuja. The ban, which covers universities, polytechnics, and colleges of education, is aimed at halting the proliferation of institutions and focusing on improving existing ones. Minister of Education Tunji Alausa said the challenge in Nigeria's tertiary education sector was no longer access, but the duplication of institutions, which had caused deterioration in infrastructure and manpower. Alausa explains that the government will channel resources into upgrading existing institutions, improving infrastructure and manpower, and expanding the capacity of universities, polytechnics, and colleges of education already in operation. The minister warned that unchecked proliferation of poorly subscribed institutions could result in the country having ill-prepared graduates, erosion of the value of degrees internationally, and a worse unemployment rate. The National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, Kano Strategic Command, has arrested some suspects in connection with various drug-related offences during a large-scale operation conducted across Kano State. The operation led to the seizure of significant quantities of illicit substances, including cannabis sativa, pregabalin, diazepam, codeine syrup, rohypnol, suck and dye, rubber solution, and locally made weapons. Commander of the Kano Strategic Command, Al Ahmed, explained that the crackdown is part of an ongoing initiative to dismantle drug joints and disrupt trafficking networks within the state. Now to foreign news. At least 40 people have died in Sudan's Darfur region in the country's worst cholera outbreak in years. According to Doctors Without Borders, the vast western region, which had been a major battleground over more than 2 years of fighting between the regular army and the paramilitary rapid support forces, had been hardest hit by the year-old outbreak. The NGO said that over 2,000 cholera-related deaths had been reported by August 11 out of 99,700 suspected cases. Cholera is an acute intestinal infection that spreads through food and water contaminated with bacteria, often from feces. It causes severe diarrhea, vomiting, and muscle cramps. In our sport, Nigeria's senior men's team, D Tigers, began their quest to claim a second continental title with a comprehensive win as they defeated Madagascar 77-59 in their opening Group B fixture at the 2025 FIBA AfroBasket Championship in Angola on Wednesday. Both nations were facing each other for only the second time in FIBA AfroBasket history, with the previous clash having ended 102-81 in favor of Nigeria during the 2011 edition. The coach, Mohamed Abdulrahman-led side came into the contest at the Pavilion Multichores de Luanda, needing to assert their dominance, and they began brightly as the first quarter ended 18-14. Nigeria made a total of 66 field goal attempts and recorded 48% field goals. Total rebounds stood at 43, while the team registered 16 assists, 11 steals, and 3 blocks. Nigeria's next group outing will be against the defending champions and 3-time AfroBasket winners, Tunisia, on Friday, August 15. And that ends our news at noon. Just before we go, do not drive without a valid driver's license. You can follow us on like all our various social media platforms: X at Traffic Radio 961, Facebook Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM, Instagram Lagos Traffic Radio 961. Subscribe and watch news and programs live on YouTube at Traffic Radio 961. Visit our website on www.trafficradio961.ng. You can also listen to Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM live on My Lagos app for timely updates. Did you know that the Sanwo-Olu administration organized a forum for women across the 57 local government and local council development areas in the state with a view to enhancing their productivity and economic growth? You can get more details on the Lagos State Government website. To end the news are the highlights of the major stories. Lagos State Government has assured its residents of the provision of adequate infrastructure that will enhance quality service delivery at all levels. The Federal Executive Council has approved a 5-year moratorium on the establishment of new federal tertiary institutions across the country. Also told you that at least 40 people have died in Sudan's Darfur region in the country's worst cholera outbreak in years. And in sport, Nigeria's senior men's team, the Tigers, began their quest to claim a second continental title with a comprehensive win as they defeated Madagascar 77-59 in their opening Group B fixture at the 2025 FIBA AfroBasket Championship in Angola on Wednesday. For contact with the newsroom, send a message to info@trafficradio961.ng. That ends the news broadcast compiled by Adesua Ejoyoka. I am Dele Agadumo. Good afternoon. Thank you for listening.